Okay, welcome to white powder analysis lab. To begin this lab, we're going to be using 4 known white powders, the first of which is baking soda. So I'm going to pick up some of the baking soda, just kind of show you its consistency. It does have some small grain to it. Then we have sugar, table sugar. And that's pretty much what table sugar is going to look like. We have salt. This is our third white powder. And cornstarch is our fourth white powder. So there's it. It's almost no grain to it at all. All right, now, in your chart, you can fill out appearance and you can fill out texture. It'd be difficult for you to do odor since you are not physically with the white powders. Right, so now in our tray here, we have 3 samples of baking soda, 3 samples of sugar, 3 samples of salt, and 3 samples of cornstarch. First test we're going to do is a water test. And in this test, we're basically looking for solubility. Does it dissolve? Okay, so I'm going to add some water to each one of the 4 known white powders. And you can then describe whether or not it will or will not dissolve in the water. Okay. All right, so for the second test, we're going to be doing iodine. Now, iodine is normally like a brown color, but when it comes in contact with starch, it's going to change colors to black. So I'm adding like a drop or 2 of iodine to each one of these. And you can clearly see the brown color versus the black color, keeping in mind baking soda, sugar, salt, and cornstarch are the order with which they're in the tray. All right, and then our last test we're going to use vinegar. And in this test, we're actually looking for a reaction. Okay, so we clearly see in this first one, we see bubbling, which indicates a chemical change. In the second one, no reaction. In the third one, no reaction. And then the fourth one, no reaction. Okay, so again, baking soda, sugar, salt, and cornstarch. Using these results as well as the previous result, you need to fill out your chart completely except for odor. You're not going to be able to tell the odor. All right, so now these are our 5 unknowns. Now notice we had 4 knowns. These are our 4 knowns. And then we have 5 unknowns. So one of these is one that we did not test. All right, so I'm going to kind of show you. You can look at the powder. This one got a little bit wet, so that's a sample of the second one. The third one and the fourth one, and then this is the 5th unknown powder. So you can kind of look at their consistency in terms of their grain to determine which one you think is which. So basically, for the last part of this lab, you're going to try to identify 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is it? Is it sugar? Is it salt? Is it baking soda? Is it cornstarch? Or is it an unknown that we did not test? So we're going to start with the water test. And again, this is testing for solubility to see whether or not it will dissolve. And I'm just going to kind of stir a little bit just so you can see. Anything dissolves. In each of those 5 unknown samples. All right, so for test number 2, remember, was iodine. So a brown color test is negative for starch, but a black result is going to be positive. So if you look, this would be number 1, number 2, 3, 4, and 5. And finally, vinegar. Okay, so vinegar, we're looking for a reaction. Does it bubble? So see no bubbles there. None there. Okay. And then number 5. Okay, so in your lab, go in now. You should fill out your chart for your knowns, and they're in order that you would see them in the chart. And then you should try to identify each of the 5 unknowns, which one is which.